AEW Fyter Fest in the books. Got over last night, right before midnight, I would say. So here's a quick recap of the event, the results, and a full review. Just real quick though, and then I'll drop the link for the actual live stream from over on Periscope down in the description below, so be sure to go check that out. So yeah, we had AEW All Elite Wrestling Fyter Fest, the first ever Fyter Fest pay-per-view event last night, June the 29th, down in Daytona, Florida, and had 8 matches on the card. They actually added one, and that was Allie and Leva Bates. It was on the kickoff show, the buy-in kickoff show, and I actually, whenever I turned it on, that match was, I would say, about halfway over by that point, so I had missed the Best Friends SoCal Uncensored and Private Party match because of the technical difficulties with BR Live, with Bleacher Report Live. I tried, and I talked about it during the live stream. As I said, I'll link that in the description, so go check that out. But I was trying to watch it on my PS4 through Bleacher Report Live, and I hit play, and it was just a black screen, and nothing would come through, nothing would pop up. I couldn't watch the event on that. So in the actual live stream, it's just me sitting there, obviously, as it would be, normally anyway. But I ended up watching it on my laptop that I'm recording this quick recap on as well. So thank you guys for listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cool Hand Luke 96, on social media. As always, links in the description below. Actually, as well, let me know what you guys thought of Fyter Fest last night down in the comment section as well. So links in the description. I'll link the live stream down there as well, like I normally do. But yeah, I ended up watching the event on my laptop, and it was still a little laggy. It was buffering throughout the entire show, but it is what it is. It is what it was last night, as today's the end of June now, the 30th of June. Tomorrow's July the 1st, 2019. Where the hell has the time gone? Seems like Christmas was just yesterday. Now, hell, Christmas is only now less than 6 months away once again. So, yeah, Fyter Fest last night, and they did take some shots towards the Fry Festival that didn't, do so hot whenever that had happened within the past couple years. And like I said, 8 matches. They added one. It was Allie Leva Bates. When I turned it on, that's what was on. Actually had SoCal Uncensored and Private Party along with Best Friends before that. I was thinking either that or the Michael Nakazawa Alex Jabali match was before that, but then that was after Allie and Leva Bates. So the first match on the buy-in kickoff show last night for AEW Fyter Fest was Best Friends and SoCal Uncensored along with Private Party, and Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, Best Friends, won the 3-way tag team match. And with the win, they advanced to All Out on August the 31st, about 2 months away now, for an opportunity at a first-round bye in the All Elite Wrestling AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament that I believe will begin once they start weekly television on TNT in the fall in October. Now, whether it's going to be on Tuesday nights, Tuesday Night Dynamite, or Wednesday nights with Wednesday Night Dynamite, I don't know about any of that right now. They haven't announced anything. All we know is it's going to be on TNT. We don't even know what time it's going to be on, or the day of the week, as I just said. So I'm thinking, from what I've been reading, it's probably going to be on at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., either on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. We'll see what WWE then does with NXT, if they move that to, say, AEW is going to be on Wednesday nights. Would WWE move NXT to Tuesdays? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. I think they'd be smart just to keep it, where it's at. Have, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday then locked in for WWE programming on USA, the WWE Network, and then Fox on Friday nights when that deal comes into effect also in October, the first Friday in October this upcoming fall. I believe that's October the 4th. So yeah, AEW will probably debut October the 1st or the 2nd, and then Fox October the 4th for SmackDown in the WWE. But WWE would probably just stay on Wednesdays if AEW is on at 9 o'clock, because NXT is on at 8 o'clock on the network. And plus, with the network, you can go back and watch, on demand anytime you want anyway. So I think it'd be stupid to, really move everything around and confuse people even more. But whatever they decide to do, it is what it is. Just a quick tidbit on that, I guess, give you my thoughts and opinions on that. But yeah, we had Best Friends defeat SoCal Uncensored and Private Party, and Best Friends will now have an opportunity at the first round bye for the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. Like I said, that I believe will begin once they start weekly television in the fall. Then they added this next match. It was Ali Leva Bates. It wasn't on the actual card before the overall event last night for Fyter Fest, but Ali defeated Leva Bates. And all these matches as well, you look at the times, they're all about the first 5 or 6 of them at least. They're all about 10 minutes long, and then the last 2 or 3 they were about 20 minutes apiece. So they did do a good job on timing. I was reading after Double or Nothing that Tony Khan, the son of Shad Khan, who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, who's basically running AEW. He's in charge along with Cody and the Young Bucks and Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page, among others. Those are your main guys in AEW. Can't forget about Dustin Rhodes either, as he left WWE to come to AEW. Jon Moxley now there as well. He faced Joey Janela last night in the main event in a non-sanctioned match, and I'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, Ali defeated Leva Bates in a regular singles match. So they had 2 women's matches then on the card, and then also Brandy was ringside for Cody's match versus Darby Allin, and a lot of people were talking about that now today with the chair shot that took place afterwards, after the match, as Shawn Spears came out after the match got over. That match actually ended in a draw because it was a 20-minute time limit match. So, like I said, they did a damn good job, I thought, with the time limit. And going back to what I was saying about Double or Nothing, Tony Khan, I guess, before Double or Nothing event, he actually sat back there and timed the whole event, and that got over about right before midnight as well last month. And the show last night was about 3.5 hours. It wasn't too short and it wasn't too long. It was perfect timing wise. Show could have been a little bit better, I thought, overall as a whole. There were some good matches, but as I said at the end of the live stream last night, comparing this to Double or Nothing, comparing this to any WWE pay-per-view as of late, Stomping Grounds, Super Showdown, NXT TakeOver 25, Money in the Bank, go back to WrestleMania. I mean, every show is going to be different. That's one thing that people need to understand. Every show is going to be different. Every show is going to have different matches on those cards. All those matches are going to be different as well, because they're different types of matches. There's different superstars. There's different competitors in all those matches. Each match is going to tell a different story. And that's one thing I think people need to understand and really start looking into more now with, I don't even know if you want to say competition with WWE and AEW and all these other wrestling promotions or not, but it is what it is. I mean, more wrestling's better for the entire world anyway, in my opinion. But so timing wise, like I said, they did a pretty damn good job. So yeah, Ali defeated Leva Bates. If I missed something, I might wrap back around to it here in a little bit. If I miss something though, and I don't, just let me know down in the comment section below, or you can hit me up on Twitter, CoolHandLuke96. Michael Nakazawa defeated Alex Jabali in a hardcore match that went about 10 minutes as well. And then Shima defeated good old CD, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels from SoCal Uncensored. And now Shima will face the cleaner himself, Kenny Omega, in 2 weeks at Fight for the Fallen on July the 13th. That'll be the next time I'll be live on Periscope doing live reactions of an AEW event, because that's the next AEW event. They're not on TV yet, as I said earlier. And then the next night, July the 14th, that's when WWE is going to have Extreme Rules this year. So I'll be live on Periscope doing more live reactions, play-by-play of that as well. Rio, Yuka Sakazaki, and Nyla Rose in a triple threat women's match that was spectacular. Nyla Rose impressed a lot of people last night, I thought, but was unsuccessful in picking up the victory as Rio defeated Yuka Sakazaki and Nyla Rose herself. Next, a fatal four-way match. Adam Hangman Page, Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, the son of the late great Luke Perry, along with Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus actually carried Jungle Boy out on his shoulders and then was ringside for the entire match. And then Kip Sabian as well was on commentary, along with good old JR, Jim Ross, the Golden Boy, and Excalibur. And now at Fight for the Fallen, they announced earlier this morning, Kip Sabian will face Adam Hangman Page in a singles match. Fatal 4-Way was, up to this point, one of the best matches, if not the best match of the night, because I missed the Best Friends SoCal Uncensored private party match. I'm sure it was good, but like I said, I missed it with the technical difficulties that were happening with Bleacher Report Live. And I was reading as well, a lot of people, I guess, were having trouble with that. And I stated last night, if AEW, you are listening, please find a solution with Bleacher Report Live, with the streaming service, with the stream of your pay-per-views, so people aren't going to be getting pissed off all the time, so they can actually watch your wrestling show. So yeah, Kip Sabian was on commentary with Golden Boy, Jim Ross, and Excalibur, and then that set up the match with Adam Hangman Page, as Page ended up defeating Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, and MJF was also in this match as well. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, one of the best heels in all of, I'll say, professional wrestling right now. I was going to say AEW. He probably is the best heel in AEW, to be honest with you right now, but I will go to the extent one of the best right now in all of professional wrestling. Future is very, very bright for him, because he is a youngster who's, just, if he hasn't already hit his peak, it's coming very, very shortly. He had some shots last night towards his competitors, towards some marks, in attendance, watching around the world as well. I talked about it last night a little bit during the live stream, so go check it out. It's down in the description below. The link is for that. He said, some of the fans in attendance and the people watching at home, they very well could be on My 600 Pound Life, and then for all the marks that still live in their mother's basement while your mom swallows. And then he called Adam Hangman Page Seabiscuit, Hangman. You get the joke there. He called Jungle Boy Tarzan, I believe. Yeah, he called him like a $5 Tarzan toy action figure from like the Dollar Tree. And then he called Jimmy Havoc a 65-year-old emo guy who is, or he called Havoc a 65-year-old who is still living in his high school emo days. So MJF flipped off the crowd a couple times as well, along with Joey Janela flipping off Moxley in the main event. But yeah, MJF, one of the best heels in all professional wrestling right now. But unfortunately, he did not pick up the victory in the Fatal 4-Way. Adam Hangman Page defeated Jimmy Havoc, Jungle Boy, and MJF. And now Page will face, as I said, Kip Sabian at Fight for the Fallen. And then at All Out, Page will face Y2J Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship on August the 31st. But definitely up to this point, the best match of the night, in my opinion, from what I had saw, because I'd missed the first overall match of the night due to technical difficulties. Next, we had Cody and Darby Allin, and they fought to a time limit draw. It went 20 minutes. They announced it before the match. This is a 20-minute time limit match, and it ended in a draw. No one won. Ended in a draw, and then the crowd was chanting overtime, 5 more minutes, stuff like that. But then afterwards, this is when I said a moment ago, this is when Shawn Spears came out, formerly known as Ty Dillinger in WWE. He came out, had a steel chair, and this is what everybody's talking about right now. A steel chair shot to the back of the head of Cody, and it busted him open pretty damn good. He was down and out for a little while. I don't believe any of that. Well, obviously the steel chair shot was planned, but the way things ended up going, how it happened last night, I don't believe they were expecting it to be that bad, because he was bleeding pretty bad from the back of his head. And actually MJF came out alongside SoCal Uncensored. Yeah, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky were out there. Brandy Rhodes obviously ringside. There's somebody else out there along with a couple of other refs, and they helped Cody back to the back then. So yeah, Cody and Darby Allin. Darby Allin impressed me last night too. Really going into last night, didn't know a whole lot about him, but yeah, he impressed. Hopefully he impressed you as well. I don't know if you watched Fyter Fest, but thank you guys for listening. And if you tuned in and watched my live reactions last night, thank you once again. Link is in the description below to go watch the official replay of it. But yeah, Cody and Darby Allin fought to a time limit draw in a regular singles match that went 20 minutes. So now it looks like the feud with Cody, it's going to be Cody and Shawn Spears. That'll probably happen at All Out, because at Fight for the Fallen in 2 weeks' time, July the 13th, 2 weeks now from last night, 2 weeks from today, July the 14th, WWE Extreme Rules in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Cody and his brother Dustin on July the 13th at Fight for the Fallen will face off versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Brandy Rhodes, the wife of Cody, she'll face the bunny rabbit herself, Allie, at Fight for the Fallen. So 4 matches announced for Fight for the Fallen. Kip Sabian and Adam Hangman Page, Brandy Rhodes, Allie, Kenny Omega and Shima, and then Cody and Dustin Rhodes versus the Young Bucks. And then at All Out, only 2 so far, Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega, and that I'll get more into here in a second, because Moxley fought in the main event, and this goes back to Double or Nothing, with Moxley coming out at the end of Omega Jericho and attacking the cleaner. The cleaner Omega last night ended up getting revenge, and like I said, I'll get more into that here in a second. But then also at All Out, Adam Hangman Page and Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. So speaking of the Young Bucks and Cody and Kenny Omega, the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, they faced off versus the Lucha Brothers and Laredo Kid in a 6-man tag team match, and that was actually the question of the day yesterday. Be sure to keep an eye out for questions of the day every single day of the year. So the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, defeated the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix, along with Laredo Kid, as Kid ended up taking, he took Neville's spot, Pac, because he pulled out once again. Chris Jericho is actually supposed to be a part of this event too, but he pulled out, and then there was a picture floating around. He actually ended up watching the event last night anyways, so Jericho, the next time we'll see him should be at Fight for the Fallen. I believe they announced him for that event in 2 weeks, and then obviously he's going to face Page at All Out. He'll probably come out after Sabian Page match and attack Hangman leading into their match at All Out on August 31st. But yeah, the Elite defeated the Lucha Brothers. That was, in my opinion, the best match of the night. And then in the main event, we had Jon Moxley and Joey Janela in a non-sanctioned match. That match was also about 20 minutes long. As I said, they did a pretty damn good job, I thought, timing-wise, making sure they didn't go overboard with the event. You know, like I said, it was about the right time. It was about 3.5 hours. It wasn't too short and it wasn't too long. So, main event though, it was a non-sanctioned match. They actually had Justin Roberts announce that Fyter Fest was over. The next match though will not be a part of AEW. Like whatever happens, AEW is not responsible. It's just storyline wise for that. And it was a damn good match with Moxley and Janela. Moxley got a huge ovation from the crowd. The one guy who actually attends all the NXT shows down at Full Sail University, who's always ringside front row, he was actually at Fyter Fest last night. And, I mean, you know, good for him. I mean, I really don't know what to say about that, but obviously Orlando's not that far from Daytona Beach, so one way or another, you're either in Orlando in the middle of the state, Tampa on the left side, or Daytona on the right side. They're all about an hour from each other, 2 hours from coast to coast then, from the Atlantic to the Gulf and vice versa. But yeah, in the main event we had Jon Moxley and Joey Janela, and Moxley ended up picking up the victory. And it was a good match, like I said. Could have been a little bit better. They used a lot of steel chairs, a lot of tables. There's a ladder as well. Thumbtacks were involved. Barbed wire, steel chair, barbed wire, table. What else? I believe that was it. Yeah, that was it. I mean, it was no time limit, no countouts, no DQ. Anything went, anything goes. And Moxley ended up picking up the win. And then after the match, that's when Kenny Omega came out and attacked Moxley. And that's how the show ended. Omega stood tall to end Fyter Fest, just as Moxley stood tall to end Double or Nothing. And next we'll have Fight for the Fallen on July the 13th. 4 matches announced for that, as I said a moment ago. And then AEW All Out on August the 31st. That is also the first day of the 150th season, the 2019 college football season. NFL will start the following Thursday for the regular season. Preseason by that point would be going on as well. Preseason would be over 2 days before that on the 29th. And then also coming up in the world of wrestling, as I said, the day after Fight for the Fallen on July the 14th, WWE Extreme Rules in Philadelphia. And then about a month after that, NXT TakeOver Toronto and WWE SummerSlam 2019, August 10th, 11th, 9th, 10th. Let me look at a calendar here real quick. I believe those are the dates. It is August 10th and 11th. It's August 10th and 11th for TakeOver Toronto and then SummerSlam 2019. And then we'll get into the Fox deal with SmackDown and the TNT deal with AEW also starting in October. So thanks for listening, guys. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, CoolHandLuke96 on social media. Links in the description below, along with the link for the live stream last night from AEW Fyter Fest. I'll see everybody now July the 13th for Fight for the Fallen and All Elite Wrestling, and WWE Extreme Rules on July the 14th.